We're back. Oh my goodness.
Happy New Year!
Yes, Happy New Year 2023, which means it's the 60th anniversary year, and by jingo, don't we know it? Oh dear.
You didn't think we'd go away for this year, would you?
Absolutely
Did you?
not. If you did, you're wrong.
You're bloody wrong, aren't you? So go home and have a cup of tea.
Oh, lovely. Why has it been so long, Matthew? That's what I want to know.
Why? Well, hello,
actually,
everyone.
we need to make a slight confession, don't we?
Okay.
So we actually recorded a Power of the Doctor special, and it took us about 2 hours to record because we went into loads of detail about everything.
Yeah.
And edited down, the whole video was actually about an hour and a half. But
Yeah.
I went on holiday, forgot to post it. Matt was busy working, I think he forgot it existed. So then I come back off holiday, and I was like, oh, sugar plums. We forgot to post the video. And now this was probably like nearly 3 weeks after the episode had aired, and Matt was like, I think we've missed the bus. So I was like, oh well, it doesn't matter, we'll have to leave it. But it's in the archives, and what we're going to do is, like Blue Peter, here's what I made earlier, seamlessly splice some clips in of like the best bits of that video where we discuss the power of the Doctor. And maybe, Matthew, that might be a good place to start, because we need to rewind back a little bit, don't we?
We do. So yes, we were a little busy, hence why it's been so long. So we've had our equal share of holidays and jobs and all that fandangle, wonderful life stuff. But we're back. We found the time. It's what day is it? Mid-Jan. There you go.
Yep.
And we thought, here we go, 60th year, let's get back on this. So, Park and Page Podcast is back, baby.
We're back!
Tell your mothers. All right, so let's rewind back to, when was it? October? November?
No, was it no? I don't know. When was it actually?
Was it earlier than that?
No, when was it on? I can't remember now.
23rd of October.
There we go. 23rd of October. It was on.
It was on.
We're not going to talk about it here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to seamlessly splice some clips in now and make a best of like 5 minutes or whatever. It's a bit guff. We just ramble on, but let's just seamlessly, by the magic of television.
Public apology.
Public apology, right? Because we said it was going to be really naff. And it was going to be terrible, and it was going to be rushed and sloppy and messy. And actually, Power of the Doctor was pretty bloody good.
If I had a hat, I'd eat it. Mate, it was brilliant. In my opinion, that definitely the best Chibnall Whittaker story. But not only that, it was like, I think it was up there with Day of the Doctor. It was.
I think it might be. Is it up there with Twice Upon a Time? Better
than Twice Upon a Time, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well all the way through. I was like, this is so much better. Well, I messaged you last night after it had finished, and I said, like, the visual effects, like the music, the action sequences, like everything was just like flawless, like
on point.
Couple of ropey bits of CGI, ace on the parachute, but you know what? We will forgive that because it was just so good. And the whole idea of the bloody Master becoming the Doctor is just like
brilliant.
That was original out the bloody box. That was good. That was.
Like the references in this episode, like to honor all nearly 60 years of it, like
I felt like that could have been the 60th special.
And you know what? I'd have been happy with that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have complained.
I'd have been like, oh, there we go. Yeah, crack on.
Yeah, stakes felt high. They felt like, oh, I genuinely don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know who's safe, who's not. Like Yaz, like you say, in the TARDIS with this Master Doctor, I was like, she's fucked. Like, I don't know what's going to happen.
I thought, well, we saw the whole tissue compression thing, didn't we? So I thought that was going to happen. Boy, it didn't. Did it?
From the magazine, yeah. Meanwhile, at
Yeah.
Unit,
Meanwhile, it's all going to shit at unit.
Russian doll
Um.
Cyberman Ashad's been cloned and is back and is
Yeah.
now not hating on the master.
Love it.
Yeah, that happened.
Um.
That was one of them where you go, yeah,
Yeah. Fair
sure,
enough. He's there. Why
yeah.
not?
I do like Ashad. I think he's brutal. That uh,
The
Darth
visuals.
Vader. Oh, sorry, go on.
I was gonna say the visuals on the regeneration though, from Jodie to the Master, like going
Mm.
the forwards and then like the backwards, and it's one face.
Yeah, it's like morphing in.
That was like insane.
What do we have? We had Jodie's coat on.
We had Seven's jumper with the question
Seven's sweater.
marks,
Yeah,
Tennant's tie,
yeah,
a stick of celery.
yeah,
We had a flute.
yeah.
We had some. We had like a white shirt with quite a big collar. I'm not sure whose that was.
Capaldi potentially.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
But then we had the plaid trousers, so I thought that might be in Capaldi.
Yeah, possibly. It could be Capaldi or Hartnell, couldn't it? That the trousers.
True. Yeah. I didn't see the boots, but I
no.
want to think the boots were Matt Smith's, but that's just me
Yeah.
being like bit of Matt. Then we go to the
weird
Jodie
realm, edge of reality.
Edge of
realm,
Reality
whatever.
with a
Yeah.
telephone pole wire
But
thing. Yes.
with all the wires connecting off of it to different places.
I thought that was I thought
And
that
think
was
about
a
it,
thing.
telephone box, telephone pole.
Telephone wires.
Yes.
Each wire representing
I
a
think
doctor,
it was.
maybe?
Yeah, I think it was, and
Yeah.
it led to each of that doctor's sort of place
Timeline
where they'd
or-
gone
yeah.
to. Yeah, yeah. I'd
I
like
quite
to
like-
think that was it anyway.
Yeah, yeah. So then we get a lovely set of cameos in quite quick succession, and it was like shock after shock after
I was
shock
like,
of
oh
seeing
my
these
god!
faces.
I was
Yeah.
just blown away. I was like, what the hell's just happened?
So we have David Bradley as William Hartnell, First Doctor, and then we had Colin Baker. Then it was Peter Davison.
Yeah.
Then it was Paul McGann,
Paul McGann.
and then Sylvester McCoy.
Yeah.
So 5 doctors
It was amazing.
in one scene, and they're all morphing into each other. That effect, brilliant.
Yeah,
like,
that
so
VFX was like amazing. They morphed so and it looked like a wave. Like it was like there was just like one. It was just like it was one person.
Right, and
Yes. then oh my god! And then after the little meeting of the companions, it's time for Jodie's farewell.
We get a lovely sort of crossover between the AA meeting and the regeneration, where she's like hands glowing, she's doing the TARDIS.
But they're talking about like how good the Doctor is and like what they stand for, and
beautifully done, like overlaid. The music starting, you get 13's theme underneath. Da, 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 da. Like all while this is happening, hands glowing, the regeneration noise is happening, you're like, oh, here we go. She wants to take in one last sunrise, and she goes to place in Dorset, I believe it is, on the big rock things.
Yeah.
Got something to tell you about that in a minute. Actually, I've just read about that. I'll tell you after we've talked about the whole thing.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, she takes in one last sunrise, but before she goes out to TARDIS, she looks back at the console, look after the next one.
Yeah.
Goes out the door with her glowing hands. And what she say? She says something like, "Oh, the most
She's like,
blossomiest blossom,
blossomiest blossoms or something."
Yeah, which is I think is a callback to John Pertwee, because he said something like the daisiest daisy or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I think that was meant to be a callback to that.
Nice.
And she's like the annoying thing. Or what is it? The most annoying thing. I want to know what happens
the
next.
saddest thing is, I want to know what happens next.
Yeah.
And then she goes to Doctor whoever you are.
Doctor whoever comes next.
Yeah, that's it. Tag,
you're
it. I love that bit. Tag, you're it. And then we get this stunning new style of like regeneration.
Yeah.
It's almost like lightning bolts just going everywhere. And it goes on for ages. Like
get that traditional energy.
Matt Smith's was like a fart, and then Capaldi was there. It's like, you know.
Yeah.
But I suppose we already had the big thing for Matt Smith, where he's like, "It's gonna be a whopper, boys!" With his
Old
walking
Matt
cane,
Smith.
old Matt Smith. Come on, boys! It's gonna be a whopper. Yeah, I
Love
love it.
from Gallifrey,
I love it.
boys.
I love it so much. It's so
Very good.
camp. It's just so camp.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
gonna be a whopper. It's like-
When he first takes the energy and he's like,
Yeah, he's like, he looks like Nan from Catherine Tate. He really does, doesn't he? On that first bit where he's like,
and he takes him.
I love it.
Funny.
Yeah, so we get this really nice long and a long shot from far away.
Yeah,
the
that pan shot
TARDIS,
back.
and then it's like all the electricity's coming out everywhere, and it's going
Beautiful.
mad. And then we have
Sunset
this
on the
really,
sea.
this really slow overlooking shot. So like the Doctor's like this,
Got the body
and it's
here,
coming
haven't you?
down. You see the body, and then all of a sudden it's like things are disintegrating, and we see a tie appear. And then a shirt appears.
Bit
and
of a
then
waistcoat and a
blue
bit of
blue
a
coat appears, and then some legs appear with these nice
Legs.
trousers on, and then all of a sudden this face appears that seems quite familiar, and then this big coiffed of hair appears, and then all of a sudden, boom!
Wow.
It's David bloody Tennant. We're back.
Wow. That's what we thought back then.
I really liked your hair in that clip, Matthew.
Yeah, it was so short. Shorter.
It actually was.
It was. Have your thoughts changed, do you think, Mark, now that the episode's been out a few more months?
I can't remember what I actually said, so I'll just go, I enjoyed it. No, I did like it. I thought it was a really good episode. I think, like we say in that video, I believe we said this in this video, Chibnall kind of redeems himself a little bit there with that episode, slightly. It was very good. The past Doctors coming back was just icing on the cake. If that hadn't happened, I would have been like, it's all right.
Not bad.
But because that happened, I was like, woo! Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that reveal at the end, just...
Oh, well, I mean, yeah.
But that wasn't Chibnall, was it? Because now we've found out that was filmed months after, because the BBC was actually going to cancel Doctor Who for a little bit, and that regeneration was just going to fade to black, and then they were going to have credits.
Imagine.
What?
It would have been a great final shot, that one of like her on
and then it just fades to black, and then it's like credit. Like Adric, no music, it's just the credits.
Yeah. Ooh, chilling.
But
we'd have all cried.
I've been like, where is he? I want to see him. Yeah. So until Russell and David said that they were going to come back, they were going to cancel Who for a little bit until they could find another team to take it over. Which would have been a shame, but...
It would have been a shame. And actually, in the most recent... I was going to get it, but I'll just tell you. In the most recent issue of Doctor Who magazine, if you've been following that...
I have been following a couple of them.
Oh, good. Russell has said that, like, he had to put... I think, like, he said modesty aside, and he said, like, this was my time. I had to come back, and, the show needed me. But he's, like, got high praise for Chris Chibnall. It's nothing against him. He's not like, oh, he ruined it, and I've got to pick up the pieces. It's more like he just... thought it to himself, no, it's my time to come back, because he was like, obviously if you come back, it's like, can you repeat the same magic you had before, like can you redo that kind of thing? But he was like, no, there was something in me that told me I had to come back in this moment, and lo and behold, here we are.
I think it was the case as well that he probably didn't actually want to see it end again.
Yeah
because I think they probably told him, or Chibnall probably said to Russell in advance, like, oh, they're planning on just fading it to black, and it's going to have like a couple of years off, and then come back because of the ratings or how it's viewed or whatever. So then probably with that, Russell probably kind of went, actually, we got to do something here. Bring everybody back! David, Catherine, Bernard, Crimmins, everybody!
Sylvia and Sean, please!
We've saved it once again. Neil Patrick Harris, come along!
We need a star.
So I think it was really nice. Nice episodes. Yeah. And I'm glad that it did have the reveal at the end. It didn't just fade to black, because I would have been a bit sad.
Did we discuss this in the episode chat we had. What did you think of the regeneration into David's
Oh yeah,
clothes?
I think we talked. I think we
Did we
kind of
talk about
touched on it.
this?
If we have, I'll splice
Insert.
in that bit
Yeah.
here. But if we
Right.
haven't, I'll just say, yeah, I think it was slightly strange, wasn't it? But
Was slightly
wasn't
strange.
it done because didn't Russell T Davies say that he didn't want it to look like it was a man in drag or something? Didn't he
Yeah.
say something along those lines? It would have been disrespectful for him to be wearing Jodie's clothes or something. That's what I read in one of the Doctor Who magazines, or that was the gist that I got.
Yeah, it was something along those lines because he was saying that in years to come, if they ever want to pick on like Doctor Who as like being woke or whatever, they'll use that photo of David in Jodie's clothes, being like,
Yeah,
"Oh, look, they dressed David Tennant up as a woman," or
exactly.
like
Yeah,
whatever. So he was like, just to not give the media ammo, basically, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna just change his costume, which
yeah,
obviously was the case with William Hart's Patrick Troughton. So it's
yeah.
happened before. It's not too alien,
I
but
like
obviously
I like
can't
the
have
fact
that.
though that it was like burnt away.
And it
Because
like
that
burnt
kind of
through.
almost looks like that he was already there,
Mm,
like the whole time, and then it just kind
yeah,
of burned through, and then he was like revealed.
yeah,
It was quite like it was waiting to like there may be some other
burst out.
forces at play. There may be some other forces we may find out this year.
Tingly
But it was
fingers,
as if he
yeah,
was already there.
yeah.
Like he was the Watcher the whole time. Like you know what I mean? Though it's like he was there
Yeah,
already, and he was
yeah.
just like he just broke through. So I don't know.
Like a
We'll
phoenix
see.
from the ashes,
Yeah,
he
we'll
burst
see.
out.
But
Speaking of
yeah,
which, apparently he's on the Masked Singer at the moment as a phoenix.
who
Have you
is?
heard about this? David Tennant.
No, he's too busy.
Well,
He's
apparently
just been
not.
doing his Russian drama, hasn't he? His Russian spy drama. You've seen that? It was very good.
Oh, no, sorry, I thought you meant the play in London. The
No,
he's
he's
good.
done that play as well, but he did just a
Yeah,
Russian spy drama on ITV.
on
It's very
yeah, I
good.
did see the trailer.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was very good. I watched
yeah.
that. That was good. He's only in like episode 1 and 2 though. Then obviously,
Oh,
spoiler if you've not watched it, he clocks it. So then the rest of it's like about what happens after. I'm like, oh, I watched it for
ah,
David, and he's dead.
switch off now.
Yeah, never mind. Halfway through the series, click.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. But yeah, so that was
Right,
good. And
that
then
was good.
let's
Then,
skip forward like 2 days after, or
yeah,
2 or 3 days after Power of the Doctor.
yeah,
I'm just there casually at work, dossing or doing something, or I think I was preparing for me Christmas train or something. Then my
yeah.
phone starts going mad, and it's like Doctor Who Instagram's just posted, all Facebook's just posted. I'm like, what's going on? Then all of a sudden I see a thing, new logo. I'm like, oh, here we go, new logo. Click on it. Blooming hell, fire! Is it good? Is it good
It's
or what?
it's sleek, it's nice, it's new, but old,
But old, but new.
but
Have you seen the
new.
60th edition of it with the actual diamond?
Very
Very
nice.
good, very
You
nice.
could put a little side by side up.
I'm going to do it now.
Insert. Boom. There it is. So
Over
yeah,
our
we've got
faces. Over our
yeah,
faces. Hold still.
cover our faces. So we have a new logo, which is the old logo from Tom Baker's era.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, it's pretty nice. It's pretty sleek. It's pretty
I like
clean.
the regeneration effect that's going to be on it, though.
Mm,
Like
mm.
what they've been putting in the trailers, I'm wondering if that's going to be in the opening titles as well, that regeneration.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine if they made the logo regenerate in the first opening titles of the six, like
Ah,
from
that's
the
good.
Jodie one, and then it kind of like burns away, and then it's the diamond.
Reveals the dark. That's pretty good. I mean,
Hey,
yeah, we've got a new title sequence to look
I've seen
forward
some
to.
of these mock-ups online of this new title sequence. I have to say, some of them are very good.
Yeah, I
But
saw one the other day that was
do you reckon it's
pretty
just
good.
going to be like the Series 4 titles just made in 4K or something?
Oh,
Do you imagine? It can't be. I'm expecting like the TV movie style, like proper, like do
grand old.
do
Yeah.
do. Yeah, and like
Logo comes
proper
fast.
full job. Or Day of the Doctor, where it's like a movie and it's just everybody's names coming on. It's like the TARDIS is crashing and Tennant's there like new teeth. What? They're just going mad. Yeah. But then
So,
once
yeah, the new
we
logo.
got the logo, but then after this logo was revealed, everything was going a buzz again because it was like, And I'd seen this thrown around before about this whole
Mm.
Disney Plus thing. I'd seen that name thrown
Yeah.
about quite a bit. But
Mhm.
then it was actually confirmed by Disney, like on their Facebook and Instagram,
Yeah.
that Doctor Who is now going to stream everywhere in the world apart from the UK and Ireland or wherever on
Mhm.
Disney Plus as of the Shooty Gatwa series that's coming.
As of the 60th, and
Is
then
it as of the 60th? Is the 60th
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on Disney Plus as well?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was
Everything
just the Shooty
now.
Gatwa. I just thought it was the Shooty Gatwa.
No.
Oh, okay.
So
60th as well then. Very good then.
this is
More to look
big.
forward to.
This is big stuff.
It's probably the biggest thing that has happened probably to Doctor Who in a while.
Yeah. And I think this will give it the kick up the arse it needs. It just to boost its views and like whatever was missing before is going to be added with this because of the budget, which we were talking about just off camera.
Yes.
About the 10 mil per episode rumor, or was it per series?
It was. I think what was being thrown around was it was 10 million per episode, but that was by a certain news. But it's because it was only 8 episodes, so that would have been 80 million, which is kind of like the budget for a movie, like a decent movie. So I think that's why that was being thrown around. But I think it's kind of maybe half of that an episode. Like I think there's going to be some big money thrown around. But I don't think it's going to be like 10 million. Because if it was for a TV series, I'd be expecting like fucking Dalek battles going on proper, everything being blown up and like, you know what I mean? It'd be mad instead of some CGI floating ones just going past.
Looking at you, Flux. Looking at you.
Bad CGI. Flux. But yeah, if it was 10 mil, I would be expecting like proper epic.
Yeah.
But from the 60th, it looks like that. But bear in mind, the 60th is only 3 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So if they had got that kind of budget, they could club it all together and make it look like an epic movie.
Yeah,
but true. I think the Shooty Gatwa one, I think that's only probably going to be like 5 mil an episode or something like that. But I don't see it being 10 mil. I can't see it being that much because it just seems a very big amount. And I get that Doctor Who's a big show and they have to pay the stars and stuff, but 10 mil an episode, you'd be expecting some serious
fire. Yeah.
But they have had to redesign the TARDIS and stuff, but I suppose would that go under a production budget, not like an episode budget?
Yeah, because that's for the whole series, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's a bit weird. I don't know how you work it out. Maybe they've took a ballpark figure what they think and then just posted that, but either way, Russell has said they've got an ample budget that he's very happy with. So do with that what you will, but I don't think it's going to be as much as that an episode. I think that's just spinning the truth a little bit.
Spinning the webs. But it does mean with this Disney Plus deal, it does mean that like channels like BBC America and Sci-Fi are losing the license to play Doctor Who now.
HBO Max
are all losing their license to play Doctor Who.
Their contract ended
as this happened,
like a couple months back or something, didn't it? They were all taken off there a while back.
Yeah.
But for us, UK people, nothing changes. It's still on iPlayer.
Yeah, nothing changes.
It's still on BBC One. It's still whatever. Yeah. What I have seen, though, which I'm very excited about, just quickly while we're touching on this, talking about the series. So on Twitter this week, there's been a camera crew filming the director talking about what's happening. So I'm thinking Confidential might come back. And I don't know if you ever seen on Disney Plus, after they do a Marvel film, they do something called Assembled, which is how they've made the Marvel film. I'm thinking we're going to get something like that, but for each episode of Doctor Who. Bit like Doctor Who Confidential, but I think slightly different and maybe slightly shorter, only like 20 minutes or something. But it's going to be like how they've made the episode. But that'll be its own series as well, I think, of 8 episodes.
Yeah. I think I've heard this rumor before. I think they've rumored it to be called Doctor Who Unleashed.
Right.
And it's going to be basically Confidential, what Confidential was.
I'm assuming that's going to air over here on BBC Three, like it used to, because that's come back now, BBC Three. Straight after the episodes, that'll be on BBC Three, but then it will also go on to Disney Plus
Yeah,
like as its own series. So if they're doing it,
mm,
if they do it like they do some of the series on Disney Plus, it'll air weekly.
yeah,
I don't think they'd just drop it all in one go, because if it's aired on the BBC, they're going to have to put it on at kind of the same time around the
yeah,
world. So I think that's going to air weekly. And then
mm,
after that's finished, as the behind the scenes airs on BBC Three, they're going to drop the behind the scenes as its own series. So they kind of
right,
drop together
yeah, yeah,
simultaneously. So I think that's my logic in it, because they
mm.
have been filming the director speaking, and there's been a separate camera crew for that. I seen that on Twitter this week.
That's
So
cool.
hopefully we'll have a bit of confidential coming back.
Hopefully. And just on that, what you were saying about like dropping the episode as it airs,
Mm.
it'd be interesting to see whether they do that or whether they're going to do what the modern thing is with these streaming shows, where they just drop the whole series all at once and they go
Yeah,
like, "Oh, there you go."
that'd be.
Um,
Would they have to wait though until we've watched it all in the UK?
I don't know.
Because that'd be a bit bad, wouldn't it, if we've got to wait? And then,
And
because
then,
people will be posting loads of spoilers from like the end of the
yeah,
series, and I'll
yeah,
be like, that's a bad move.
yeah,
Unless they do like what they're doing at the minute on iPlayer, and they drop the whole series on iPlayer.
and you can
And then
watch
if you
it.
want to watch it on a Saturday night, 7 o'clock, week to
You
week,
can
you
do.
can. But I think with Russell, he's very traditionalist.
Mm,
He wants a cliffhanger, and then he wants to make you wait till the following Saturday. So
very
I don't
true.
think they're all going to drop. I think if he's in charge, he'll be saying it's got to go on after
Yeah,
it's aired onto
yeah,
iPlayer.
very true.
Do
Yeah.
you reckon as well, now BBC Three's back, they're going to do the thing they used to do where they show the episode again, 7 o'clock BBC Three on the Sunday?
Oh,
In case
yeah.
you missed it, they used to show it again, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
On BBC
Oh, I
Three,
like
Sunday
that.
night, 7 o'clock, and then they put the confidential on straight after
Straight
it.
after. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they used to do, didn't they?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Because now
Let's hope they
BBC
do that.
Three's back, the possibilities are endless, really.
Yes. And then bring back Torchwood, but not with Mr. Barham.
Yeah, have you seen this? It's not been confirmed, but I've seen this flying around everywhere. Have you? They've recast Captain Jack.
Oh, yes, I did see
But I don't
this.
know about this. It's not been officially confirmed, and when we'll talk about this later on, we're going on a bit of a tangent here, but when other people have been spotted filming recently, straight
Mm.
away they've been like, casting announcement, this is such and
Yeah,
such.
yeah.
Because apparently someone said he was seen with a long grey coat on, and he had a
Yeah.
vortex manipulator on his wrist.
Really?
Yeah, someone said on Twitter that they'd seen him on a set, and he'd got a long grey coat on and a vortex manipulator.
Oh.
But I'm like, I don't know. How are they going to explain it? Has he managed to regenerate as well? Has he had some sort of power given to him by the
Yeah.
toy master or whatever, or toy maker? I don't know. Anyway,
We'll come back
we'll
to
come
this
back
in
to
a
that
bit.
shortly. But anyway, moving on from this. So this happened.
This
and
happened.
then Children in Need happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we was teased like, oh, the new companion is being revealed. Like, tune in to Children in Need, blah, blah, blah.
To see.
I
Yeah.
was thinking, oh, yeah, here we go. Very good. But then a lot of people were thinking, oh, it's going to be Yasmin Finney. She's going to stay after Tennant and watch him regenerate. And then come with Shooty Gatwa, because people were thinking, oh, Shooty Gatwa, Yasmin Finney, what a bloody
What a
team that
combo.
would be. What a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
combo. So a lot of people were banking her hopes, and I saw some comments, people being like, well, why are you announcing it? We already know it's going to be her. She's going to stay after the 60th. But then it was announced, and it wasn't her.
It wasn't her.
It was another blonde young female. Well done, Russell.
Millie Gibson.
Yeah, Millie Gibson. And you know what? I've seen her in Corrie. She's very good. Blinding actress. Really good.
Yeah.
But people have been saying, haven't they? It's the classic Russell T Davies. Blonde, white, young, like very like
Female.
young female, you know, and it's like,
Yeah.
Russell, you're trying to rebottle the magic, but
Mhm,
let's see if it works.
Let's see if it sticks to this
Yeah.
wall of
But
creativity.
you know, I'm up for giving it a chance because she's a really good actress. But
Yeah.
people have been saying it's the classic Russell T Davies thing to do.
Yeah. I mean, if we look back, he only did it once, and he did it with Rose, and
That's
then
very true.
we had Freema Agyeman, and then we had Catherine
That
Tate.
is very true.
Exception would be Kylie Minogue, but she was
Yeah,
one off. And
exactly.
That was
But I think it was.
So,
I think there was meaning though, like more. It's the fact, like when the series come back,
mm,
like that was the formula that he
oh, I
used,
see.
and then he's bringing it back again this time,
Right, right.
and he's done the same, like sort of formula again.
Yeah.
So people are a bit like,
Um,
what's he trying to achieve here? But
mm,
we'll see. We'll see.
we'll see. We'll
It
see.
could be really good. I think she's a really good actress. I think she's really good.
Yeah.
You
I've
know,
not seen her in Corey. I've seen little clips here and
she's
there.
very good. She's very good.
Seems really good. She's quite young. She's 18.
Yeah.
Which I think Billie Piper was 19 when
19 or 20, yeah, when she started.
she started. Yeah, so not too dissimilar there actually. Yeah, she seemed really excited about it. She seemed buzzing about it. And then what was I going to say? Oh, I saw in a recent interview, I think it was in Doctor Who magazine again or online. They've described their relationship, Shooty and Millie. They're going to be like gossipy teenagers that are like a bit friendly and a bit quirky and a bit. So that's quite a nice dynamic to have. So it's confirmed that there's no romance, which is a good thing, because that was a thing that I think Russell's era suffered from, wasn't it? A lot of
a lot.
I love you, Doctor. Please have my babies.
And he's like, I cannot, because I'm a Time Lord. Off I whiz in my blue box
to find some other chick to woo. Woof.
And then I think when we had the whole Donna situation, I think that's why people loved Donna so much, because she just wasn't fazed by him. She was like, he's skinny. He's like, why would I fancy him? He's skinny. He's like
that like sibling,
man, exactly. Which I think is why that they really like Donna so much. Which I think is why she is a fan favourite.
Yeah, it's very
and I
true.
think that's why people are a bit of uproar with what actually happened to her in the end, because
yeah,
I think they was hoping that she would be the one who would go unscathed.
And survive.
I know, kind of Martha did, but like it was like her family got like captured and tortured and stuff, didn't they? So I mean, they was hoping that Donna would just get dropped off, and he'd be like, "Right, I'm going. You live your life now. You've seen what you want to see. Off I go, and you go and do your life now. You've seen it all. What you missed.
Yeah,
you've seen it all now." And then I think people were hoping that she'd get that ending, but then when she didn't, and she had to forget it all, when she'd already missed everything, when she's like, "Oh, I was asleep. Oh, I was
yeah.
You know what I mean? People are like, "Why?" She's like, "Seen it all, and you've just took it away." But
so close.
Not for long.
Not for long.
But yeah, so yeah, I think it's going to be really good. I think she's going to be great addition to the show.
Yeah.
Her and Shooty Gatwell apparently already have really good chemistry on the set.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of the main reasons why she was hired when they did the auditions. When they had a chemistry test, they were like the best, like literally like, yes, oh, a little bit more. Oh, that's fine. Apparently she was really good. She had really good chemistry with him, so that should be nice to see.
It will be nice to see. Before we jump to the next big thing, we had Doctor Who Day, 23rd of November.
Yes, we did.
And there was many sort of mini things by the hour. Do you remember? They were releasing stuff by the hour.
Yeah.
Just little tidbits of things. I can't remember many of them. One I do remember is the Regeneration figure set that's coming out very
arriving soon. I ordered me and Matt while I tried so hard. It kept crashing. The character options website was like a bloody hotline that day.
Oh, it was crazy.
It crashed about 4 times. I got to the payment bit. I was like, Matt, I'm in the payment bit. I was like, do you want one? And then by the time he'd replied, I'd already been moved on the queue, and I was like, Matt, quick, get on the queue. And then Matt messaged me, he's like, I'm in.
I've got one.
So you got one. And then I was like, yeah, I've got it. And we was both really happy because the queue system was terrible. It was kicking you out. It was crashing.
Yeah.
I was like, I kept trying to get through to Matt, like, do you want one? And it was like, Matt was like, I don't know, I'm trying to get in the queue. It was like, oh, pandemonium. But they've been shipped today.
Yes, as of today,
so
Monday.
It should be with us by the end of the week. Before the week is out, I will have my hands on a Tennant 14th Doctor figure. Hurrah.
Yes, hurrah. Have you seen his eyebrows? They look a bit funny, don't they?
Don't start. I might have to take the head out and replace it with like a Series 4 head or something. It does look a bit dire. I might just have to pop it off and push a new one.
What's happened? I don't know how.
I think they've scanned they've actually scanned him while they were filming the episode, right? But because he
Right.
looks older,
Yeah.
with the paint job, they've tried to make him look a bit older. But there
Yeah.
seems the way that they've done that is just by making his face look a bit fatter. It's like he's got like a really like slightly chunky face, hasn't he? Like
Yeah.
the old thing is very streamlined and like chiseled.
That's
This one's a bit of
season.
a fatter face. And I think the paint job, they've made it just look a bit like trying to make him look older, and it's like,
Yeah.
it's not gone very well.
Yeah, that series two sculpt of him, with the floppy hair and like
Yeah,
the slim face, and then
yeah,
with this one, like I don't know, it's like the eyebrows are like up here when they're meant to be like down here,
yeah,
and it just makes his face look weird, and the hair's like it's sort of quiffed, isn't it? But then they've got like that drop in it, and it's like
yeah.
a
And
bit
it's
like
just,
this,
I don't
a
know.
bit like Elvis. I'm sure it'll look good in hand. It's just the pictures we've
Yeah, the
seen so
pictures I think
far.
been a bit too bright, and when they've took the picture,
Mm,
it's kind of blurred his face all together. I don't know.
yeah,
We'll see when they come. We'll put a little picture on somewhere of when they
yeah,
arrive, or
and
I
the
don't know.
the Jodie one looks good.
The Jodie one looks mint with the
Like the
costume.
detail of that is crazy
It's
amazing.
going to be the first Jodie figure that I'll have. That I never got one of the
Oh
normal
really?
ones of her. Yeah, I never
Oh,
could really
okay.
get one. So that's going to
No.
be the first Jodie figure that I'll have.
And what a momentous figure it is. It's a
Yes, with the
lovely mishmash of things.
delightful. Um,
Delightful.
they also announced, didn't they, that we're getting this audio series for the 60th, where it's like a different doctor or
Yes.
something each time, or it's all the doctors together in one big story. I don't know,
Yeah.
something like that. They announced it. It's Big Finish. I don't really follow Big Finish. It's not my cup of tea. I prefer
Not
to
for me.
watch it than listen.
Yeah.
There's somewhere I think I might actually listen to that one. Like Tom Baker and David Tennant have done one, and it is actually them.
Mm,
And I'm thinking, oh, I
yeah.
might give that one a listen. But half of them,
That one is good.
they get someone else in, don't they, to do the voice? And I'm thinking, it's not
Jake
this.
Dubman.
He's good at Matt Smith. He's really good. He sounds spot on, but is David
Hmm.
Tennant something to be desired? I can't lie. I'm a bit like, yeah.
Not sure.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah. So some of them they really sound really good, but this one
Mm.
seems like it is actually the actual doctors doing it.
Yeah, I think it is. I think
So that
obviously,
might be worth a listen.
yeah, I think one, two, and three are done by John Culshaw or
Yeah.
maybe someone like
Have they
that.
got? Have they got David Bradley doing one?
Oh, maybe
I don't. I thought they
they
might
might have.
have. Yeah.
Yeah, you might be right. Um, but yeah, they did announce that. Sorry, I forgot about that. And that's going to be a series throughout November. Sorry, throughout this year, leading
Yeah.
to November, I believe. What else was announced that day?
I can't really remember.
There
But
was that picture of all the doctors, and 14 was at the
Oh
front.
yeah, I thought it was
And
at
it
the
was like,
front.
blah, blah, blah. Yeah,
See, I
that
think
was
they
a neat
should have had
picture.
14 in Shooty, but obviously they hadn't announced the costume then. But they should have them
Mm.
back to back at the front.
Yeah, that'd have been
'Cause
nice.
it's like he's already been announced that he's going to be the Doctor. Why not
Yeah,
just slap him on?
yeah,
He
yeah.
could be wearing anything. He could even be wearing David's costume, like they've regenerated, and they're stood back to back. It's
Mm.
like they could have just had him on it. It would have been
Yeah,
nice, wouldn't it? But
like in the lineup. Yeah.
yeah, oh well, oh well.
Ah, damn.
Diggity damn. But yeah, that was that nice picture. That was my lock screen on my phone for quite a while.
It was a very, very good photo. Lovely to see them all
Lovely
together.
stuff.
Lovely stuff.
So then, if we move on, we
Yeah,
jump forward slightly. There was
10th
a
of December.
there was a buzz around that like outdoor filming was going to start,
Hmm.
and people was like, "Oh, well, if filming's going to start, we'll see them out in the public and wearing their costumes, this, that, and the other." And I think before it was going to be leaked, the BBC decides to slap it online.
Slap,
There we
flippity
go.
slap. You
And
want the costume? Have it.
what do you think to it?
Shooty's costume. I like it. I think it's I love the tartan-esque like coat with the trousers matchy. The jumper, it's very him, it's very shooty.
It is.
Uh I think that's gonna change. I think it's gonna be his variable throughout. I
Yeah.
think he's gonna like, Chris with his jumpers and yeah, etc.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna change colour. I don't know if I was expecting more.
I was thinking that because when he was speaking, he was going on about like, oh, it's going to be a really elaborate like glamorous like type. When he first got it,
Mm,
like on the day he was
mm,
announcing at the BAFTAs, people
mm.
said, "Oh, what do you reckon your costume's gonna be?" And he was like, "Oh, it's gonna be really elaborate and like this glamorous. Like I'm thinking there'll be like lots of colour and stuff like that." And like, granted, we
Mm.
have got like one central pop of colour, but
Yeah.
essentially, it's just like what all the others have been compiled together. Like you got the jumper, which is like a Capaldi thing.
Yeah.
You've got like the trousers and like the sort of cool, like the tight fitting trousers and boots, which was a Matt Smith thing.
Mm.
You've got like the kind of coat, which is kind of like Lieutenant E, again Capaldi and Smith. Like they all had the kind of sort of longish coat,
Mm.
didn't they? It's like it's all of them still. It's still the same style of
Yeah.
costume that's been before. I was expecting something completely different and out the box,
Mm.
but it's the boots, it's like the trousers, it's the tartan, it's the jumper, it's like the coat. It's like
Yeah.
just kind of your generic modern Doctor look, but slightly different
Yeah.
colours, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Though I was expecting like a bit, like maybe something different.
Mm.
I like the
Yeah.
Gallifreyan tattoos and stuff he's got though.
Oh yeah, the rings and the
He's
tattoos
got
on his
yeah,
hands.
he's got
Yeah.
Gallifreyan tattoos and rings, and I don't think they showed it in that picture, but at some point he's going to be
Mm.
wearing eyeliner. He's got like
Oh, okay.
gold eye makeup.
Mm.
Because in the trailer, there's a picture where he's posting the trailer, and it says like Doctor, and then there's a
Mm.
picture of someone's eyes, and there's like gold makeup over them, like a mock-up image.
Oh, okay.
So I think at some point he's going to be wearing like gold eye makeup or something.
That'd
So
be cool.
bit of something different, in it, which is what we was
Yeah.
expecting really from him.
Yeah. And there was I think when that costume announcement happened, because it was him and Millie,
Yeah,
both their costumes got announced.
yeah, theirs is pretty good
Um,
as well. To be fair.
yeah, I like hers. I like the denim jacket. I think that's pretty cool. She's like very, obviously that's like a very modern style, really, isn't
Yeah,
it? What she's got on. The Shooty put on his, I think it was his story or whatever. They did like a behind the scenes video of each other where they were going
yes,
in each other's dressing rooms and be like, "Oh, look at our costumes." Really fun. And then there was another photo after where I think Shooty was sat in his makeup chair. And there
yeah,
was a photo at the side of him. And on that photo, it was like reference images of like what his costume was going to be, I think.
yeah.
And in one of them, there was like this really like sleek hat he was wearing, or like a
Mm.
model was wearing. And I
Yeah,
was like, oh, that would have, if that a hat had gone with that
yeah,
costume, I think that would have really suited him.
yeah.
And it's almost like the 1920s, like gangster
Like
style.
fedora hat. Like
Yeah, yeah,
like this.
like this one here. Yeah, exactly like that.
There you go.
Yeah. And I think that would really suit the costume that he's got. So hopefully we see a hat added on because that would
That'd
be
be
really
cool.
cool.
But I do like the costume overall. Like I say again, it's just another doctory costume, isn't it? It's kind of
Mm,
what you'd
mm.
see from a modern
Yeah.
doctor. But like you said, I maybe was expecting a bit more.
Mm.
Because from the way that they were kind of speaking about it, I thought it was going to be like this maybe big kind of very flamboyant sort of like
Yeah.
style. Maybe Sixth Doctor, multicoloured coat type
Mm.
thing. Maybe something like that. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's just an yeah,
Even from what he's got, like just now, even just like a scarf added on
yeah,
top of that.
yeah,
Not
or
even not a long
something.
scarf, not like a
No,
Tom Baker, but like a like a short
normal
one.
scarf or something
Yeah.
tied up, or yeah,
Yeah, yeah, just something extra, just like an umbrella or like a
yeah,
cane or something,
yeah. A
like
cane
just
would have been
something.
good, wouldn't it? A cane, with like
Yeah,
old
yeah.
Gallifreyan symbols down there.
And his Sonic
Yeah.
comes out the end like
Oh,
a
that'd be
wand.
wicked. Sonic Cane.
Sonic Cane Mark II.
I wonder what his
Um,
Sonic's going to be. There's been no sign of the Sonic yet.
no sign of the Sonic. We had that glimpse of David's from the Camden filming,
Yeah,
but
that looks like
no,
looks a bit weird, doesn't it?
no
That
shooters.
one.
Yeah, people are saying it's going to be a mishmash of Capaldi's one because it had that sort of end at the bottom,
Yeah.
the second Capaldi one, and then Tennant's like Aztec body is going to like make it out of old Sonics and use it. I
Do a
don't know if
Jodie
that's true or
Whittaker
not.
stainless steel style,
Yeah,
soldering
but
it
like
all together.
mishmash. The old Doctor Who magazine, our trusty companion,
Mm.
um, has been updating us on the adventures of the 14th Doctor from the moment he regenerated on that
Ah.
cliff top. So, I mean, people have probably been reading them or seen them online or whatever, but from memory, because I've read all three. So just to summarize, he went in the TARDIS. Obviously, it's still Jodie's TARDIS, and he's like, "Oh, I used to know this TARDIS like the back of my hand." And he's like, "Oh, but these are my new hands, but my old hands, so it's weird." And then he appears at the 1966 World Cup, And then he finds 4 aliens there who are like what they call time traveler tourists or something like that, and they're there to watch the game. But then the Daleks come out of nowhere and they start attacking the football pitch, and then I think the Doctor goes to get exterminated, but then doesn't in issue 3. I think he's like, "Oh, look at me! You can't exterminate me." I can't remember what happens at the end of episode 3, number 3. I've got it here. 2 ticks, dear. Here we are. Look, here's the latest magazine.
Stylish.
With a Millie Gibson interview, which is very good.
From Corrie to the Cosmos.
Ta-da! There's this lovely photo, which you've probably seen online.
Oh, yes, from Cardiff with Love. Yes.
The old new team back together.
Jane Tranter and all that motley crew.
Here we go. So this is the Daleks.
Yes.
He's just been like, "What? You've not exterminated me," and they're trying and they can't. That's it. They blow up the Earth.
Oh wow! Okay,
that's how comic book 3 ends. So these are obviously being updated every month. It's only about 3-4 pages.
Yeah,
maybe
just
5.
A little teaser.
A little bit. So by calculation, if it's going to be November, then we've got the end of Jan. So we've got another 10 or 11 to come. Of these mini bits, but like I say, I think it's going to be one of them kind of like end of time moments where he appears and he's like, "Oh, I've been on all these adventures and I've done all this while you've not been watching me," or whatever,
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool that the magazine's doing that, because they've never really done that before. They've always gone with the Doctor of the Time and done a little comic book story about them, even when they've regenerated, I believe, until the next one was announced and then they started them.
I like it.
So yeah, there we go.
Very, very good, very nice.
So we had the costumes, and then I think the next port of call is Christmas Day.
Wow.
Christmas way, more like. Am I right?
What a treat. What a Christmas present.
Christmas pud. It was lovely. Do you want to take it away, Marcus?
So there was something appeared online, didn't it, that said something like Christmas Day, we'd get some sort of trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, I think I said to you, didn't I? It's either going to be after Strictly, or it's going to be like after Call the Midwife or something. So I was watching the TV, and I think Strictly finished, and I don't think anything. And I think, did it happen after Strictly? I can't remember if it was after Strictly, after Call the Midwife. But something finished, and I was still watching the telly, and I was like, looking at my watch, and I was like, oh, come on, it's got to be on at some point. They've said it is. Then all of a sudden, it changed over to something, and I heard the TARDIS noise, and I was like, it's on! And my God, did it look like a blockbuster movie. Like the budget for these specials has got to be through the roof.
Yeah,
the sets, like everything, and that shot where he's running through like that blown up hole in the wall, and like he hugs Donna, and so I was just like, this looks like it's going to be through the roof. It does look so good, and we had glimpses of all the favourites. I'm not going to go into detail what happens in it. Go and watch it because it's worth a bloody watch. But we get glimpses of the fan favourites. You get Sylvia and Sean and Rose, like Yasmin Finney's Rose, and how they discover Beat the Meat. We get the first look at Beat the Meat, and it looks nothing like them filming pictures. Thank God, thank God. But yeah, we get
some
a first
guy
look
in a
at
suit going.
But it actually does look really. I swear he was wearing a kangaroo costume, weren't he?
Just doing this in the middle of a street.
But yeah, Beat the Meat looks awesome. Voiced by Miriam Margolyes.
Rumoured.
Is it rumoured? It sounded like her on the trailer.
She says one word.
Yeah, it sounds like her though.
Yeah.
And you get a little glimpse of Neil Patrick Harris as the toy maker, whoever he is.
Probably, but not confirmed.
Yeah,
toy maker.
So we get a little glimpse of him, but he's doing like a sort of Germany accent. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got that in two different costumes, isn't he? 2 different costumes.
Well, he's got the waistcoat that looks like David's costume, weirdly.
Yeah, the Dream
Um,
Master, the Dream Doctor, Dream Lord, whatever.
who was that? The
Um,
Dream Man.
yeah,
And what's his other costume? It's the
it's
oh, sorry,
the
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 top
clown, like
hat.
the clown sort of like in a tuxedo sort of thing,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it,
When
with a
he's doing
teardrop
this,
and
isn't he?
yeah. But yeah, it looks insane. It looks
Yeah.
really good. It was very quick. I think if you wanted to watch it on like half speed or something, because it was very like
Mm.
shot, 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 shot,
Yeah,
shot, shot,
yeah,
shot, boom, and I'm like, oh, okay. But it's very fast paced, and
yeah.
the effects, like we've gone back to actual special effects. Like
Hmm.
it's not all just green screen or CGI. Like they actually are blowing shit up. And
Yeah, yeah.
you know what I'm like for a bloody unit shootout? I flipping love it. I'm like, yeah, get him, blow the bloody bastards up. Like, I love it. So
Loves it.
I do.
Yeah.
So I was all up for that when I saw that unit van being blown up. I was like, oh, here we go, boys.
Here we go.
What were your
Um,
thoughts on it? What did you think?
yeah, I was just gonna say we had the worldwide premiere. We had that on
Yeah.
Christmas Eve, didn't we? And that was like a little teaser for like, ooh, what's to come. It was only a minute long, the trailer. So when you said it was really short, like it was very short. And I think in the days after it was trending on YouTube, it was one of the top trending videos because it had
Mm.
like millions of views. I think hundreds of thousands in like minutes and then like millions in the coming days. So obviously it was a massive thing on Christmas Day.
I'm
Russell
gonna
knows what he's doing.
I'm
He
gonna
knows what he's
see.
doing.
I'm gonna see how many views it's actually on now on
Okay.
YouTube because it's
Have a little
only
looky.
really been about a month since it was
Yeah.
released, a
Yeah, yeah.
month or
Not
thereabouts.
yeah.
So, Doctor Who 60th
Doctor
anniversary
Who.
trailer. I'm gonna do the one. So there's one that was actually on the Doctor Who page,
Yeah.
which was that's on 2.2 million. That's on the
Hmm.
Doctor Who YouTube channel. Don't forget to
Right.
subscribe to the Doctor Who YouTube channel. But the one that was actually on, so that's really weird. See, the one that's on BBC, so they
Mm.
got 881,000 views, which is, but it's a lot of views, fair enough. But I was like, it's not like you see people on YouTube who like put a picture of like a video of a cat and they have like 5 million. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But 2.2 million on the actual Doctor Who YouTube channel, which I think
There
is
you
pretty
go.
good to say it was 3 weeks ago. It's only three
Yeah.
weeks. Pretty good. So
Pretty damn good.
it has been trending.
Yeah.
Um. So yeah.
Uh yeah. What did I think? I thought, yeah, brilliant. I was same as you. I was watching the end of whatever program it was, Strictly On called The Midwife, and I was like, oh, I think it's happening. And then there was that shot of London, wasn't there? Like I was like, oh, is it The Apprentice? And then in seconds, the TARDIS noise
Yeah.
comes in, and I was like, oh shit, here we go.
Here we
You see that
fucking
shot of
go,
Camden.
boys!
It's like no one move, no one breathe. I'm watching this for just a minute. Yeah, bloody hell, it looks good. Bloody hell, it looks good. Yeah, like you were saying, just echoing what you were saying, like the effects, just like the camera quality. Seeing David Tennant and Catherine Tate in 4K beauty was just so nice because we never saw them in 1080p, whatever they got. No, it was before that because oh no, because End of Time was
yeah.
that. So that's fine. Ignore me. But yeah, it was amazing. Yeah,
They're all gonna be in UHD.
yeah, yeah.
They're all gonna
They're
be
going to
like
be
ultra.
in a whole new dimension.
When they upload onto iPlayer,
Yeah,
they'll upload them into like UHD.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like on the telly, it'll look however good your telly is. If you've got a mint telly, it'll
yeah,
look mint.
yeah.
If you've got an old telly from like 2005 or whatever, it's gonna look rubbish, innit?
Oh,
But
crap. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, but when they put it onto iPlayer, it'll be in
Ultra
ultra high
HD.
definition, which will be mint.
Yeah.
Because Power of the Doctor's in that, and it looks
Crisp,
like whoa.
crystal clear.
That's it.
Yeah, but it for me, I was watching it, and I've obviously rewatched it many times since, and it's like series four, like End of Time, ended here, and they've obviously had Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi, Jodie Whittaker, and it's like they've gone. And they've just jumped over all that and gone, let's go back to these days. And I don't know, it's just like a continuation of series four and the End of Time.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like with Donna and Sylvia, like her going like, oh, sometimes I have these things where I think, what am I missing?
Yeah,
Or what
exactly.
she said in the trailer. And you
It's
see
like,
Sylvia's
skinny
reaction.
man, skinny
Yeah, yeah.
man. He's not here. You
See
can't
the
see him. Yeah,
see the
people was like, "Oh,
controversy?
that's a bit disrespectful."
It's like she's always called
It's
him
a
that.
gag. It's a gag. Shut up.
Yeah.
Go to
And like
bed.
you call your mates silly names, like,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
they're mates. You know, we don't know the context of the scene, but like she clearly knows him. I don't know. People getting on their high horse for no reason. Yeah, I didn't
Shut up and have a brew.
either. Shut up, it's Christmas. Um, but yeah, brilliant trailer. Can't wait for the series.
I
I hope we're
know.
going to get more teasers throughout the year. Hopefully not giving too much away, but just more like just little tidbits of like, oh, don't forget this is coming up.
Yeah.
You know,
Are you
in the run up.
are you thinking that it's gonna be like, so we get one on the 21st, one on the 22nd, then there's one on the 23rd? Because I'm thinking it might be every Saturday night leading up to the 23rd, because that 23rd will be around the third week of November. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking you get one on the Saturday night start of November, one the
Mm.
second week on the Saturday night, and then the final one is in that like 60th week or weekend.
Yeah.
Like as
It's got
close to the 23rd as possible.
23rd's got to have at least one of them showing, but my bet would be the last one. Um,
Let me have a look on calendar, like what date it's actually going to
I
fall
was
this
literally
year.
just doing the same. Let's have a look. So 23rd is a Thursday.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it'll either go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like one after another in the evenings, like it carries
Mm.
on, or it'll go Saturday the 5th,
Hmm.
Saturday the 12th, no, sorry, Saturday the 4th,
Oh yeah.
Saturday the 11th,
Hmm.
and then Saturday the 18th, or it'll go the 11th, 18th, 25th. So it's still kind of showing in that 60th week.
Hmm.
But you'd
Hmm.
think there would be one on the actual day, wouldn't you? Which is a Thursday.
I think
But
yeah, I think that's right because if I remember rightly, the 50th
it was a
was
Sunday. It was a
was it a
Sunday, I
Sunday?
think. I think it was a
Sunday?
Sunday. We went to the convention on the Friday.
And then it was the day after, so it was Saturday.
Was it the day after?
Yeah, because that convention was
Right.
22nd, 23rd, 24th.
Yeah,
So it would
yeah.
yeah, that was per chance it wasn't a Saturday. So
It was a
yeah,
Saturday
weird
then.
one.
So I'm wondering if they're either going to show it on the Thursday or they'll show it on the following.
I think it's got to be the Thursday. I think it's got to be on the day.
That's making me think then that it's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
It's like a 3-day, 3-part run up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah,
But I
be
just don't
interesting
know
to
how
see.
the ratings are going to be, if it's going to be like midweek,
You want to spread them out a bit, surely.
one a week.
Yeah,
Well, unless you're going to have two on a Saturday, and then the last one they're going to just put
on
on
the
the
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah, that might be the case, maybe. So the 11th, the 18th, and then the 23rd.
This is where it could just be bluffing us, and it's just because it's nothing has anything officially come out that it is free specials, or have people just been speculating that it's free specials, or have the BBC actually said it's free specials?
I think in one of their press releases they've said it's 3 special, I think Russell said in one of the
Did
magazines
he?
it's 3
Because
specials.
I was gonna say he could just like completely bamboozle us, and it's one like 2 hour long epic on like the 23rd, and we're all like, whoa!
Yeah. Whoa!
You know what I mean, though.
Mm. They could release them like that. So one on the like I say the 11th, one on the 18th, on the 23rd. It could be them two joined together, and then you get the final
Oh, you
part
get the final bit, so it's
with
all
the big
together.
watch. Yeah,
I
that'd
like
be
that.
good.
That would be good.
And
So it's like a
do we think?
bumper.
Yeah, exactly. Do we think cinema release
I think I think the cinema release will be on the 23rd, and they might do
hmm
what you've just said.
like an omnibus
No,
of all
it's
of it?
the you watch the, so say that's on, the final part's on at 7 o'clock.
Mm,
You go in at 5 o'clock and you watch part one
watch.
and two, and
Yeah,
then part three is on with the rest of like the country at seven
yeah,
o'clock. That
like
would
that.
be good. I'd go and do that if they actually did do that. And
Oh,
I think they
100%.
should. And I think they should. I'd
Days
go and
off
do that.
work.
That's it.
Let's
And
go.
I'm thinking
Excuse me.
that I'm thinking Shooty might
Hmm.
actually come into it a little bit like earlier than we're expecting,
Hmm.
because there's meant to be a bit where don't they meet or something, and there's been a rumoured scene where
Oh
Shooty's
yeah.
on wellies and like they meet, like that doctor and Shooty's doctor meet,
Hmm.
so I'm thinking maybe we see him a bit earlier on, but I'm thinking that regeneration, I'm thinking we might probably get at least a good 15 minutes of shooting because it's got to set up Christmas. Because his first full episode is going to be that Christmas special that's on like a month later. So I think we're going to probably at least get a good 15, 20 minutes of shooting at the end to set up something that's going to happen for Christmas.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be slightly earlier than the previous Doctors have been in a special, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because he's like, what the hell is going on here, isn't he? Like, and I'm thinking that's going to be at the end. So maybe, like we were saying before, how cool would it be if one Doctor's like trying to solve this massive problem and then they just regenerate and the new one's got to come in and step up and be like, oh, I've got to remember the plan now, what I was about to do, but my brain's been fried. So I wonder if it might be something like that, like when the time comes, like maybe the toy maker or whoever's like, right, it's time for you to change now because he's about to foil him or whatever. So then he regenerates and then he's got to try and sort out the mess that's just been made. That could be cool. And then it leads into Christmas. That's what I think. I think they were definitely going to see him earlier because why would they make him such a prominent point of that trailer at the end where he's like, what the hell's going on if we're only going to see him for 5 minutes?
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think he's going to feature quite heavily. And I think
there's
going to be some trickery with the regeneration and he's going to... I think he's going to keep flitting back between David Tennant and
That would be good, wouldn't it? That would be good.
And I've also heard a rumor, I don't know if you've heard this, that they're going to do something in the style of the Guardians of the Edge that they had in Power of the Doctor, but with the modern Doctors. So with hopefully Chris
Eccleston,
Matt Smith, Capaldi, Jodie. They're going to do something, maybe Joe Martin as well, like do something similar where it's like David Tennant is the physical body, but then all these other Doctors have got to like work it out what's going on and help him out.
Because have you seen there was a picture put online today of Matt Smith and he's got his 11th Doctor hair back? Yeah,
he's got the quiff back, hasn't he?
So I'm thinking, and you know, with that Guardians of the Edge thing, if you watch the behind the scenes, they did all that on a green screen. Well, they're partway through filming their new series now. There's nothing stopping him from coming into a studio and standing in front of a green screen and like filming a little something, is there?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's like,
ooh.
But yeah, so there's that. There was the trailer, so that was really good. Exciting, created a lot of buzz.
Then I think it's onto the filmity film pictures.
Have you been seeing any of this? Have you seen any of it? Like,
I've seen the slug.
The slug, which is weird and like encases people.
That hugs people.
That's meant to be set in 2042.
Right. Okay.
So that episode is set in 2042. Right. And it's all revolving around some sort of election. Yeah. Which has got this guy,
the long-haired guy,
Roger A.P. Gwilliam, who has got a company called Albion, which the logo looks like the Valiant logo turned upside down.
In Sound of Drums, yeah.
So this. I'm like, okay. So, it's all about him. And like he's trying to rise to power. So last night they've been filming scenes at a football stadium, and he's been walking up and down the touchline on a football pitch, like speaking to like this big crowd. And then like the police are trying to get him off the football pitch as if he's invaded it in the middle of a match, and he's trying to give like this big kind of dictator speech to like this big crowd. Yeah. So it's all to do with him. This story they're filming at the minute. And this slug sort of thing is set in the same kind of world, I think. Right. But I think they're filming 2 episodes at once because they've been doing the unit stuff, which looks modern day. And then they've been doing this Albion stuff. That's set in the future, which is why, I don't know if you've seen, but the people who are with the slug, they've all got these weird pastel-coloured costumes on that all
they're very bright, aren't they? Yeah.
So what I think they're doing is they're trying to look at how like fashion would be in the future. So that's like their interpretation of like fashion in the future. And it's all to do with this, I think there's bits to do with this slug, bits to do with this like guy who's wanting his rise to power, and he's doing like a big political party. Um, and then there's obviously this stuff with Unit happening with Jenna Redgrave, who's been announced to be coming back as Kate Stewart.
Kate Stewart, yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It seems like they're filming a lot of things at once, and Shooty's actually not been seen yet in a photo filming outside.
No,
he has been, because they've been filming on some sort of barge on a dock, but it was all closed off behind closed doors. You couldn't get anywhere near him. And that was the night when they released the costumes. They were going on to film.
Right.
But there's been no official pictures of him in public seen yet. So I'm wondering if it's one of them kind of stories where, like, we meet him at Christmas, he meets Millie Gibson's character, and then he disappears. And she meets Kate Stewart, and she's like, do you know anything about him? And she's like, oh, well, you've met the Doctor, blah, blah, blah. And then maybe he comes back a bit later on. Because there's been nothing seen of him yet in public. Filming.
So I think that's down to he's filming Sex Education alongside this series.
Is he?
So I think he's getting Sex Education out of the way.
They've reduced his time on that though, haven't they? They've rewritten it so that he's only in scenes where he desperately needs to be in a scene.
Yeah. But I think they've put all his filming together in a block, so he's getting all that done. And then as soon as he's done on that and he's wrapped, he's going to come over to Cardiff and do all his big bits.
So he's come and done like maybe a few days here and there on Who, just to get like the initial bits done and filmed. So maybe they can swat a next time trailer together.
Yes, 100%.
You know what
for
I mean?
The 60th.
For the 60th. So they've got a few little bits that he's already done that they can go, oh yeah, let's just get a trailer banged out. And then they're going to carry on filming his big stuff when he's done. Yeah. Because I read somewhere that they've condensed his role down slightly.
In Sex Education.
And I'm thinking that he might be leaving.
Yeah, I think, they'll write him out of it.
They've been filming a funeral scene on Sex Education.
Have they?
Yeah, so I don't know. There's been no indication of like who's in the hearse or the coffin. They've put nothing in the coffin.
Right.
But they've been seen stood outside a church, and it says like Moordale Cemetery. So they've been filming a funeral scene. So I don't know. I don't know. But I don't know whether they kill him off. It seems a bit of a move to just kill him off, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But surely not. I think they're condensing his role down, so he's only in it when he desperately has to be.
Right.
So he's not like appearing every like 2 scenes or whatever. He's only in it here and there, like when he's speaking to Otis, or it's a big scene in the school or whatever. Or I think they've just condensed him down slightly, so he's not got to do so much.
Okay. Well,
which would be fair, because I'd rather him do that and then be able to do like a really good series of Doctor Who than like him do loads of filming and then he does a bit of a naff, like, he's the Doctor. He's got to be there the whole time for Doctor Who.
Like, it's a lot to focus on and give your time to. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
What was I going to say about this sluggy? Oh yeah, so what you were saying earlier about the Russell trope of blonde white girl to the companion to the Doctor. Another trope of his was the political side of it, right?
Yeah.
So people are saying that the Slug is going to be the long-haired guy, the guy who's leader of this party, and it's going to be the Slitheen storyline a bit all over again,
like brainwashing them kind of thing. Or...
Yeah, something like that, where it's like he's got a perception filter on at times. He's turning them
into his followers when he like engorges them.
Yeah,
they become his followers, and then he releases them, and they're kind of like his mob.
Yeah. They're like his supporters, and they spread something, and then there's more supporters.
That seems pretty feasible, actually, which is quite good.
But it also got me thinking, like, obviously this Slug is out in the open. Surely people would see it, right? So
there's been shots of people running away from it. Like, they're scared of it.
Right.
But then when it just comes up to people and just, like, grabs them...
Do you reckon it's going to be quick? Like, done with special effects?
I don't know. It's definitely going to be CGI'd over. But what they've done is they built a full-size practical one for when people get brainwashed, because like its talons move in and wraps around someone, like mechanical, and then it like comes out again. So I think they've built a full-size one for that. But I think they might just CGI the tentacles a little bit so they look a little bit more like...
Yeah.
But They built a full-size
And then
one for the
post.
actual shots, but I think definitely, like Beep the Meep, it's going to be CGI'd in.
Yeah, over the top of a costume. Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's good to see practical effects being used again, like you're saying about the
exactly.
60th. It's good to see
Like, I'm
a
not being
big like
funny, but
alien.
they had a fucking man dressed in a Beep the Meat costume running around. It's like if that was
Yeah.
Jodie Whittaker, they'd just put it in. They'd just like CGI it in. They wouldn't have a physical
Yeah.
person there
Look at this
that they
tennis
can.
ball.
Because you think now, because they've had that guy there, if someone puts a
Mm.
hand on his shoulder to kind of reassure him, they'll get
Mm.
that shot perfectly when the CGI one's in there.
Yeah.
Like, there was some ropey CGI with, like, the Chibnall era. Like, some really ropey...
Or they'll just get a squirrel woman and just draw whiskers and draw little cheeks on her. Orphan 55 looking at you.
Penny! Where's my
Penny!
penny? Don't. Terrible. Worst. I think it's been the worst Doctor Who episode ever, hasn't it? Quite understandably as well.
It's up there with Love and Monsters, I think. And
Look, I
that's another bad
I
one.
like Love and Monsters, right?
Yeah.
I enjoy it. A bit of P to K, I enjoy
It's
it.
alright.
And then a bit of Don't Bring Me Down, Bruce.
ELO.
Yeah. A bit
Oh
of
no,
ELO.
no, other one. Yeah,
Yeah, a bit of ELO. Yeah, funny.
Yeah,
I just
it's-
don't get
it's
the
up
whole
there.
like love life with a paving slab at the end. I'm like, oh no, you went there. You've gone a bit
Weak.
too far.
Not very good. I've seen people recently complain about Last of the Time Lords. You know when he goes all God mode at the end and he does his like little floaty bit, David Tennant, and it's
Yeah,
like
and he's
I was like watching it back. I was like, yeah, it's kind of doesn't make
Yeah.
sense.
And then he like floats across, doesn't he? And
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, "Wah." Yeah, yeah. Like he's
Surfing
on a
the air.
surfboard, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
He like does that to the laser screwdriver and it like flies off and I'm like, what's going on?
The master
Um,
bloody loves a dance though, doesn't he? The master, like a dancer.
Yeah.
Like, I
Loved
can't
it.
decide whether you should live or die. And then he's like, rah,
With
rah,
Lucy.
Rasputin.
Yeah.
That was funny. The Cybermen
was
just
funny.
turned into the Dalek and then the
Yeah.
Dalek looking at that was classic. Yeah.
What?
Comedy gold. Comedy gold.
Brilliant. Yeah.
What else let's talk about? Really, there's not really a lot of actual solid filming happening. We've just seen like
Sporadic, isn't
like
it?
what we've seen. We've just seen like there's unit soldiers, there's Gemma Redgrave, there's Unit Van. She's talking to Millie Gibson.
Yeah.
That's it. We've seen like there's this political man. He's got a big head office that he's like running his campaign from.
Yeah.
He's got some supporters, and
Yeah.
he's trying to do a bit of a rally at a football ground. That's all we've
Yeah.
really seen of that. Then we're seeing this slug that's going down a high street trying to like engorge people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what we've seen, like solidly, really, isn't it? There's nothing.
Yeah.
You can't really say any more than that because that's all we've seen.
There's a sprinkling of details just to add to what you just said. The Millie Gibson and Gemma Redgrave scene apparently ends with Kate running off on the phone, being
Yeah.
like, "I told you to hold fire" or something like that. She runs in a van, and then Gibson shouting like, "Kate, come back!" or
yeah,
whatever.
because they've been seeing some snipers on a roof.
On the roof, yeah.
And
So
someone's standing there like that, and there's a sniper pointing right at him.
I hadn't seen the person. I saw the
there's
sniper.
There's like someone stood there like that. So
Right.
there's a human body in front,
Right.
and the sniper's like that pointing at the human body.
I
I can't see who it is because it's like high up.
Right.
But
Yeah.
there is a human body there, and the sniper's pointing right at it.
Yeah.
So I
And
don't
that
know.
I think to go with the political set, because they took over a shop in Cardiff, didn't they?
Yeah.
They took over
Yeah.
a shop and plastered all this political gubbins on it.
Albion, better
Albion,
future or whatever.
Brighter, better Britain
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah, yeah. There was that, and then I think next door to that they'd taken over another shop, and it was turned into like a shake shop or something. They'd like
Right.
rebranded a Subway,
Oh
shake
yeah,
shop.
rap something, wasn't it? Rap
Yeah.
station or something.
And then next to that was a florist, which was called something like Bloomin' something.
Which is
But-
a link to Sarah Jane
Yeah,
Adventures.
yeah.
Because
We don't know if it's
Ronnie's,
the same one.
Ronnie's mum had a flower shop, didn't she?
Called Bloomin' Lovely, but it
Yeah.
wasn't called that. The new one. The new one was called something similar, but
Blooming
not.
something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Blooming something. So,
So is there a link? We don't know. Russell likes to put these little Easter eggs in.
Yeah.
So it's a
there's
possibility.
and quickly, while I don't think we'll need any more time than this, so I've got a bit of time. There's this whole Susan thing that's meant to be coming around as well.
Oh
isn't
yeah.
there?
because Russell commented on the official Doctor Who page when they posted about the goodbye of Susan, and he put whatever happened to her with a little face.
Yeah,
So everyone's like, "Oh my God, she's gonna bring Susan back." But have you seen that this month they were like, "We're celebrating the Doctor on our socials," and they've been
yeah,
counting down the time. Have you seen this?
yeah,
So like 1414, they put 14th Doctor, 1313, going
yeah.
down, 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 down. We're down to Eccleston. I think they've just done Eccleston.
Right.
So I think Paul McGann's next. So it'll be 8 p.m. So 28.
Yeah.
So they're counting down to one. My thinking is, are they when they get to one, they're going to announce something, or is it just
Okay.
a like
Is it just
Doctor
a
countdown?
ploy? Yeah. Mm.
Because we love a countdown, and I think the Doctor Who socials know we love a countdown.
Because to be
So
because to be fair, if she's been rumored, they're gonna have to
mm,
start filming with her soon. So
yeah,
if they know her filming date, like the first day she's meant to be on set, then they probably
mm,
will be tying this in.
have they timed it with that?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. Because it
So
seems
yeah,
weird how they've just kind of started it out of the blue, doesn't it?
mm,
It's like,
yeah.
oh, okay.
Well, it did say like on this
Because they did the one counting up before Christmas, didn't they?
mm,
They did one counting
leading
up.
towards
Yeah.
yeah,
So it's like, oh,
yeah.
I don't know.
So the Doctor Who socials are doing this thing where every month now they're going to do something to celebrate an aspect of Doctor Who. So this
Right.
month it is the Doctor.
Yeah.
Next month it might be the companions, then like the
Right.
TARDIS or the Sonic Screwdriver or whatever. So every month up until November they're going to be celebrating something every month.
Okay.
This month is the Doctor. That's why they're doing this countdown. But I'm wondering if when they get to one, are they going to go like, "Here's something"? Because then, like, if you think about it, they could do like, yeah, announce a companion return for February. If they do TARDIS for March, they might release the newer TARDIS interior.
Oh yeah, I
April,
get
the
you.
new
So
Sonic.
it's
Do you know what I
like
mean? Like,
teasing everything. Something's going to be
yeah,
teased the
yeah,
whole time.
yeah. That would be cool. But I
It'd be
don't know if
good as well
that's
though if we got a more in detail look at Tennant's one as well.
yeah, yeah.
That'd be
Tenants,
good.
TARDIS or
No, the new Sonic, the Tennant new
oh
Sonic.
yeah, yeah. That's
More
what I meant.
detail
Like.
look at that'd be good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a reveal of that maybe. Yeah, which would be cool. There's probably going to be a toy of that
Yeah,
coming
there
your
will.
way.
I'm wondering with this whole toy thing, like now Disney have got it, like Disney are putting input into it. I'm
Mm,
wondering if they're just gonna say to character, like, you keep churning out the old, like the classics figures,
mm,
and we'll get like Hasbro or someone, because like Disney work with Hasbro loads for Star Wars and stuff.
mm.
Wonder if like they're gonna be like, oh, and we'll get Hasbro to like do
Do a new line maybe.
do the new line like of the new figures, because they're gonna need someone
Mm.
who can distribute worldwide. And if I'm
Yeah,
right in thinking, character only kind of UK and like Europe. So I think they're
yes,
gonna
yes.
want someone who's like worldwide, can go everywhere.
Mm,
Which
mm.
is like Hasbro seems the best bet, because they do loads of stuff with Hasbro, like the Star Wars stuff, the Marvel, like
Yeah,
stuff like that. I seem to think that they could be a good bet, and they'll do like the new figures and like the Sonic
yeah,
maybe, and because they've just done that Proton pack and it looks amazing.
yeah, yeah. I saw
But
that.
um, but yeah, they've just done that.
Mm.
So who knows? Who knows?
We'll see. Yeah, because Aldewar's been doing a few podcasts here and there recently. Like he's been on a
Yeah.
few Doctor Who podcasts, and I've listened to a few of them. I listened to one today actually, and he was saying that the B&M line is a bargain line where they repurpose and reuse old bits. And they've just announced that they found the mold for the Emperor Davros from Remembrance because they thought they lost it, but they've found it. So
Oh,
expect
hellfire.
that coming soon.
I
Um,
want a special weapons. Alduar, where is a new special weapons Dalek?
It'll be coming because
Oh,
he's saying
I hope
he's
so.
told he said
I
in
hope
this podcast that the history of the Daleks sets are going to continue into the new series. He's
good.
confirmed that,
Oh,
so it's going to
okay.
go up and beyond Remembrance. And he's saying that the original Dalek model, how it was like a bit bulky and like the exterminator was fucking massive.
Yeah.
It was like obviously the proportions were way off. So when they get re-released, they're going to be the new slimline ones. So they're going to look
Okay.
fucking good. So I can't wait for
Imagine
them.
if you have a full set of them when it's finished. Like you have, so you'll be sitting on a few quid, won't you? Let's be honest.
Mate, that's my retirement
That's
fund.
what I'm thinking. I've run out of space. I've got 2 display units. I've run out of space of stuff in box. I've got 2 carrier bags down here that have got like all sets in. I've just got these sitting here.
Yeah.
Like, I've got like that new David Bradley TARDIS like sat in a bag down here. I've got all the bloody like Weeping Angel stuff, the 8th Doctor, like all the new sets that have just come out. They're all just sat here in a carrier bag because I've just run out of space. Got no space at all.
So, predictions, Mark. Let's do a little prediction bit.
Okay.
So, compared to the 50th year, we had a little, like we were talking about earlier, 3-day celebration in London at the XL. Do we think we're going to get something similar?
I think we're going to get a... So, you know how they've been doing this Worlds of Wonder thing?
Yes.
I think when that finishes in Edinburgh, they're going to bring that down for a permanent residency somewhere in London, but make it more like the Doctor Who experience. So, and that's going to probably run from the summer through to November. I don't know when it finishes in Edinburgh. I'm not sure when it finishes.
May, I think.
Right, so I'm thinking maybe after that, they're bringing it to London and having a permanent residency somewhere. Maybe like XL or something, I don't know. But permanent residency and having that like Doctor Who experience.
Yeah.
So you can go and visit that, and they've got like all the sets from like the last 60 years, like everything, like all the characters, like not just the modern stuff, but like the old costumes and like old Cybermen and everything. I think we're possibly going to get that, and then I think we might get like a big celebration day like we did for the 50th, where all the stars go. There's a special effects show like there was before and everything. I think that's probably going to be get announced like in the next couple of months.
Yeah. I mean, if there is, we've got to go. We've got to go.
We'll go. We'll try and get a press pass and be like the Parker and Page podcast on tour.
On tour, that'd be nice.
Right. With that, Matthew, I think we need to wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up.
I think we've covered everything, haven't we? I think we have. We've brushed over bits.
Chatted a while, haven't we?
It's been a Doctor Who New Year's roundup, and what a bloody good one it's been.
It's been lovely, my friend. Thank you for chatting once again.
It's all right. Always a pleasure, Mr. Parker.
Never a chore.
That's it. This has been the Parker and Page podcast with me, Mark Page.
And myself, Matt Parker.
We will be back again with another video.
See you at some point when there's news.
Whenever there's news. Whenever we feel like it. But we'll be back. It's the 60th year. We'll be a bit more regular.
We will.
Be a part of the pod.
See
you later. Ta-ra.